Here are some common lies that we believe that we have to endure when it comes to love. One being that you have to tolerate disrespect and you have to tolerate getting pushed around because in a relationship, you're supposed to endure. There's this thing that goes around where people are saying, I have to endure, I have to endure. I coach clients and they tell me, Julian, I know who I'm dealing with is going through a tough time. I even know that they're struggling, but I love them and I think that love is supposed to endure. Love endures. So I'm just trying to be strong enough to help them through this season of their life. I agree with you wanting to help your spouse. I agree with you wanting to help your boyfriend. For the men, help your girlfriend, help your wife. I agree with those things, but understand that there has to be a limit. There has to be a limit. Yes, love is patient, but what's the other side of that? I'll give you a second to remember it. Love is kind. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is kind, right? And it goes on and on. So yes, you should be patient. 100%. I'm with you. You should want to help the person that you're with. Again, I'm with you. But what about that other half of the equation? The love is kind piece. Because that's not just for you, that's for your partner too. So, yes, you will go through periods where things are rough. Yes, listen, I'm a married man, and my wife and I and our family, we go through things like anybody else. And I know that my wife has had to be patient with me in certain areas. And I've had to be patient with her, and it's been a give and take. I said that in the last video that one of the foundational pieces of love is that there has to be this reciprocation there, right? It has to be reciprocal. It has to be like this, give and take, right? I have to let go of some of my ego. You have to let go of some of your ego. And we have to figure this thing out together. Yes, but it's together, right? So my wife is patient. My wife is kind. I have to be the same way. So I can't be unkind to her and expect her to just endure everything that I'm throwing at her. The same goes with you. You should try to weather storms and don't try to weather them by yourself. Find you a counselor, find you a therapist, go to couples therapy if you're married. Find you a life coach. You can speak to me. There's so many other people who you can speak with. Find you somebody who specializes in some of the areas that you're dealing with and have them help you and walk you through these seasons. Don't try and do it alone. That's number one. Number two, you have to analyze, is this a season that you're going through? Is this just a tough time? Is this a difficult time? Or is this something more deeply rooted with the person that I'm with? Right? Has it gone too far? Or is it approaching the going too far line? Are we about to just cross some of those non-negotiables? Right? Well, Jules, what is a non-negotiable? Is he putting his hands on you? Is she putting her hands on you? If you're a man. Are you being called out of your name? Are there being cuss words flying around back and forth, right? Those are things that can deteriorate self-esteem, that can deteriorate a person's mental state over time. Those are things that can't be endured. Those are things that can't be tolerated. I put it to you like this. Oh, well, it's always been this way. Okay. Would you go on a job and accept somebody cussing you out daily and expecting you to just endure in name of a paycheck? Would you? Now, personally, there's been times in my life where I have endured some difficult things on a job. But eventually, I packed up and left. Lace up your boots, put on your backpack. Your boy was gone. I was out of there. Because it's only so much you can deal with before you begin to retaliate, before you begin to lash out, right? Even on the job, even if the lash out is just a verbal thing, like you cuss me out, I'm getting mad enough where now I want to cuss you out. Now listen, I don't cuss. So that's one of the things that I was delivered from some years ago. I grew up, everybody cussed like sailors. We could invent and create cuss words. As I matured in Christ, I left that alone. So now today I don't cuss. But it doesn't mean that I forgot how to cuss, right? So if I get angry enough and start to feel like I want to do that to you, I gotta go. Because now you're gonna lead me into some sort of sin or something that I can't get myself out of. So that's my threshold. That's my limit. This is the limit line. That's my limit, right? I know I can't cross. I know that I shouldn't cross that. And so I begin to feel that I got to go. So you have to decide in your relationship, where's that threshold? And have you reached that threshold, or are you approaching that threshold and you got to let somebody know? You got to let your man know immediately. Hey, I don't like how you're talking to me. That has to stop. Or else it's not going to be good for both of us. And if it continues, then you got to go and get some help. And then at that point, then you got to make a decision, right? I'm all for working on your relationship, but then also knowing when and if it's time to bounce. So that's one common lie. You don't have to tolerate nastiness. You tolerate a tough time. Also, we think that, especially in marriage, that you don't have to, that there aren't any boundaries. There are still boundaries. There are still boundaries that should never be crossed.